Welcome, Leo. It's your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 1st of June for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead first of all. Then on screen is your event chart as we go into the week. I'll unpack that for you. It always provides an important backdrop. I'll then go through each of the influences in detail. At the end of the video, you'll have a clear picture of what's upcoming in terms of your energy, work, relationships, and finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. We had a full moon as last week came to a close, the blue moon. The sun is in the part of your chart very much to do with your future direction, your friendships, your network. The moon in the part of your chart very much to do with what you need from the situation, showcasing your charisma, your talents, your creativity. If you're not quite sure that your long-term plan is on the right track, over the next few weeks, I think you could do quite a lot of soul searching. If, however, you're absolutely sure that you're on the right track, the planets are giving you the platform to be very assertive in terms of chasing your goals. But it is a little bit of a paradox. But also this week, Leo, Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into a very sheltered, very deep and analytical part of your chart. So on the screen is your event chart. So the activity in Gemini is very buzzy, very exciting. Uranus in this area perhaps is pushing and provoking you to check out that you are in touch with your higher purpose. And then the full moon last week in the free-spirited truth seeker of Sagittarius, like you, a fire sign, very passionate, loves personal space, is just asking you to check out if that is the case. But if it hasn't been the case, Mars in a very dominant part of your chart, linking back to the moon at the moment of the full moon, is just reminding you that you do have the final say. And if you want to push back on a relationship you're not enjoying, on a friendship or interest or a direction that isn't quite working, Mars can give you extra confidence to take charge of the situation. But it may be that because of Mercury moving into that sheltered 12th house, where you have Venus and Jupiter, and where Venus is still being afflicted by Saturn on Monday last week, the square between them was exact. There may be something to do with a pointed principle. It may be to do with a travel issue. It could be to do with a legality, which just is really causing you to have some concern. And Mercury moving into that area for 10 long weeks can be a time when, as much as these energies are social and Mars is in a very dominant area, there may be parts of you with Mercury moving into that 12th house that just does want to step back a little bit. So the people you're going to connect with, I feel, over the next 3 or 4 weeks mainly are going to be the people you feel very comfortable with without trying too hard. Now, we do have a new moon in the bubbly Gemini at the heart of June, which can, if you are feeling more social, definitely boost that part of your situation. But you are also going to be feeling much more sensitive. And that's why the people you have companionship with, you're spending time with, they need to be really aligned with you. Because as this week goes on, although the Sun and Saturn are in a terrific link, and if you do think you're on the right track, that really helps you to bolt it all to the floor. Your thinking can get clearer, but Saturn can really get the plan or organized in a way which will make it work well. However, later in the week, Mercury links back to Neptune. And there may be something that you hear or something you think about that could actually make you feel really unsure. and you could find yourself doubting some of your ideas or doubting what someone has told you. And if it is in a romantic context, just be aware that unfortunately, Mercury squaring Neptune could mean that someone is being just absolutely not truthful. So do be cautious about that. So to summarize, Leo, your chart has really got a lot of paradoxes this week. Mars can give you a lot of outer confidence and assertion. There's a lot of friendly, bubbly social energy, but also some very reflective energy, which is building up. And it just depends on your unique circumstances, which of those energies are going to call out to you most of all. I'm going to summarize those four areas of energy, work, relationships, and finances next. Just to say, I've reduced the price of my personal horoscope reports. It's now 3 for the price of 1. The free charts is your 12 months transit forecast and your draconic soul karmic analysis. Please see below for more. If you've yet to watch your June monthly forecast, that's on the screen. If you've yet to watch your Mars in Taurus 6-week forecast, that's on the screen. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, it'd be an absolute honor. Please see my testimonials below. And if you've yet to take advantage of my free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, you can sign up for that below and get your early day celestial pit stop. So to summarize, as far as energy is concerned, I think you could be feeling quite sensitive this week. It's also possible that you could be feeling uber confident and really going for it and using that Cancerian energy in a much more instinctive way. If, however, as far as your professional situation is concerned, you're aligned to people where it's inclusive, you're enjoying what you're doing, and there's some very solid relationships, it could go from strength to strength. If, however, you're not enjoying what you're doing and it's not allowing you to showcase your individual talent, Mars in that 10th house is really encouraging you to seek out other opportunities. When it comes to your financial situation, the 8th house of your chart has the North Node in it through to the end of July. The North Node is more an instinctive nudge in terms of direction of travel, and it is in a broad T-square with Uranus in that 11th house. I think when it comes to marshalling your money, Uranus could tempt you to do something quite impulsive because the South Node's in the 2nd house of everyday money, and I try to resist that if you can. When it comes to relationships, you may have experienced quite a cool point last week with Mars in the square with Pluto and also Venus in the square with Saturn. But if you can work through any tender points, talking things through in a sort of very nurturing way, being available for a partner to express how they feel. Mercury moving into that 12th house can help that, but it is important to know that Mercury is about communication. Cancer's more to do with emotion, and therefore you will have to work at expressing how you feel, because there's part of you that may want to retreat a little bit deep within yourself. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Have a great week, Leo, and look forward to seeing you again soon.